Okay, let's jump to another one. That's we see the sun, and here you have a bright star, and it is close to our planet, and you studied this quite a bit. I guess, why is the sun, right where it's at, so important to human life on Earth?
Well, John, stars are a lot like human beings. They're unstable when they're young, they're unstable when they're old, they're maximally stable when they're middle-aged. But unlike humans, that stability period is quite brief. And so I realized the sun is exactly the right age to have maximum stability. It's exactly the right mass to have maximum stability. And my fellow astronomers have been searching for 65 years to find another star that's sufficiently like the sun that it could be a candidate to have a planet orbiting it in which advanced life is possible. They have found many stars that are twins of one another, but they've yet to find a star that's a twin of the sun. And something that just got published a year ago is the fact that there's done a survey of stars looking at the most stable stars. Our star, in terms of its luminosity stability, is 5 times more stable than the star that places second to the sun. And most of them are way less stable than the sun. And we need that stability for human global civilization to be possible.
Yeah, because the sun has not always been as stable as it is right now. And if it wasn't, it would be harmful to us. The way it is just now is very beneficial to us as human beings to live on this planet. But if we were here a couple billion years ago earlier, the fact is we'd be in big trouble. Why?
We'd be in big trouble because the early sun is particle radiation, X-ray, gamma radiation, flaring activity is about 100,000 times greater than it is today. So great that no life would have been possible in the early Earth. However, by the time the sun is about 700 million years old, that instability is subsided enough that bacterial life is possible. And what I notice is the moment the sun is stable enough for bacteria, we have bacteria. There's no time delay. And so as you look at the history of life on planet Earth, it's in sync with the physics of the sun. But not until about 100,000 years ago did the sun become stable enough for the entry of human beings. And that's about when we humans begin to show up in the scene.
What made it stable?
Well, it's nuclear fusion, and stars that are fusing hydrogen to helium, about halfway through their period where fusion is possible, they enter into this extreme luminosity phase. Our sun right now is perfectly middle-aged, and so that's the best time, the only time in which human civilization is possible, and we're going to exit that relatively soon.
Now, I don't want to scare our audience out there, but the fact is, I want to ask this question, and that is, the sun is middle age. It's not always going to be middle age. It's going which direction, and what's going to happen to humanity on Earth when it goes older?
Well, as it gets older, its flaring activity is going to increase, its X-ray and gamma ray radiation will increase, and that will relatively soon, astronomically speaking, eliminate the possibility of all life on planet Earth. But also, as the sun fuses hydrogen to helium, its nuclear furnace becomes progressively more efficient. So for the last 4 billion years, the sun has been getting hotter and hotter, more and more luminous. And within 1.5 million years from now, 2 million years from now, the sun will be so bright that the only way to compensate would be to reduce the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere to keep the temperature on the surface of the Earth so that photosynthetic life is possible, but it's actually going to require dropping the carbon dioxide level down to 150 parts per million. When that happens, photosynthesis ends. So in terms of human existence, the end is within 2 million years.